Yes guys, so I'm back again with another trading video. Today didn't go as planned. I did take it on my funded account and did take a loss. I only took it on one of them, so the loss wasn't very significant, and I only traded one micro as well. Pretty disappointed with how things worked out today when my bias was ultimately correct, but my execution was off. So I'll take you for the trade now. Okay then, so into the daily chart, bias was very simple for today. It was obviously bearish. Why is that? Because we have these sell side liquidity targets here. After breaking structure here on the daily chart and taking out this liquidity, so same as before. And what I was looking for over the last couple of days is a reaction to this daily fair value gap after the displacement during the previous week. And because we've previously reacted off this daily fair value gap here and this order block, you can guarantee the next daily fair value gap is going to offer some strong resistance. So specifically today, what I was looking for was I didn't want to see this buy side liquidity or this high up there to be taken. I wanted it to be left intact. I wanted to see this wick to be used as resistance along with this fair value gap there, which you can see we tapped into again on the edge. As I said, reacted to it negatively during the previous trading day, so I was looking for a continuation and for price to properly break down. That's what I was looking for today. As you can see, we had the midnight opening price here. We had that manipulation here during the London session over midnight, and then you're looking for that distribution to these sell side liquidity targets there. Very simple. Into the 5 minute then. So as I said, we had this wick there, which was the data news high. We failed to take it and we left these equal highs at the top. I wanted to see this stay protected. Like I say, if these highs were to get taken, then I'd anticipate price will come back into this region there, but I wanted to see is stay within this range. So what I did quite simply was I just marked the breakup structure using these SD points here, and you can see where price ended up there. It was that -2 to -2.5 SD region where we got that distribution to the downside, and quite simply what I was looking for was a short. So after we got that early displacement to the downside, what I wanted was to get a low risk sell off this 5 minute fair value gap, and without using the lower time frame to look for an entry, I just entered off the 5 minute. And you can see here when it went to consequent encroachment, that's why I entered it. I ended up having my stop above here, and that's where I got stopped out. Very simply was because there was no indication that this 5 minute fair value gap was going to offer a point of resistance, even though we were within this region there. And there was a reason why I entered on this 5 minute fair value gap, and I'm going to tell you that on a video coming up. But quite simply is I didn't want to get chopped about. I wanted to secure my entry at intermediate PD array, which is what this one was there, and it didn't work for me today. And we did come up, and I'll tell you why. So if you look on the 5 minute, we had this volume imbalance there, and you can't ignore these in the market, especially when they're at this size. Price will often try to trade back towards it or go through it, and it will gravitate to it towards the session or go up towards it. So this volume imbalance there, this was the entry point there. As I said, we didn't take out this buy side liquidity because we had the targets down here, but that here is where I should have framed my entry. Now, in my opinion, I got in too quick because we had, I'll show you here in the regular trading hours, we had no opening range gaps, so there was no manufactured gaps in the market. As you said, you had this one during the previous day, which price actually traded back into consequent encroachment of it. Because we haven't had one during this session, it will often trade to the previous day's one. So because of that reason, are we really going to get that explosive price action? No, because we didn't have a gap to fill, so we didn't manufacture that liquidity during the early portion of the market session. Therefore, I need to be more patient. I need to wait for potentially the last macro period you can expect a choppy start or choppy price conditions, and then here's where we got that proper liquidity run to the downside. Even though we didn't actually take out the targets here that I had, we just stayed within this region. But for me personally, we obviously reacted to the volume imbalance, which was up here. This should have been the PD array, which I was to base my entry off, and then what I should have done quite simply was go into the lower time frame and then look for my entry. So after we reacted here, again, you had to enter it here at half past after this break of structure there to the downside. And then again, once we put in this leg down, it's very clear once we manufacture these lows that they'll be taken. And that is what happened here. So we did have a big inversion fair value gap there during the macro period where you could have targeted simply this low there and that would have done, or you could have held it towards this S range here. So that was it in terms of my trade today. As I said, ended up getting short there, putting my stop above here, and then I did target the -2 range there. So that was my plan. Ended up getting stopped out pretty early as we wanted to come into this volume imbalance. As I said, because we had a small opening range gap, you can expect price to be a bit choppier before showing that true distribution. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with that overall. Like I said, I need to start being in a rush to take my entry during this first macro period, and let the market show its hand before entering, which is what I didn't do today. So going forward into next week, that is what I'll be doing. I'll be waiting patiently and not being in a rush to enter straight away. Obviously, it depends what conditions are like. If it gives you that proper distribution, you can do, but we weren't getting that today, so there was no reason for me to do that. Yeah, cheers for listening to that, guys. That's the end of the video. Like I said, didn't get the trade I wanted today. There's a reason why I did enter off the 5-minute FVG and didn't off the 1-minute entry, so I will make a video about that coming up. But yeah, cash in the next one.